Hi everyone, I am back again today to do a new project. It's very easy and the materials you can find at home. You don't need to go shopping for anything. So the important thing as a basics, I want to tell you, you need some acrylic paint or watercolor, that is up to you, and eggshells and some glue and something like this kind of boards. Actually, if you cannot buy these things, I will recommend you to use A4 sheets, because today the project that I'm going to use all recycled materials. You don't need to go shopping and buy things like paint or anything. These things that you can find at home. And I want to tell you that if you don't have acrylic paint or watercolor, there's another thing. You can use a little bit food colors, because eggshells are really good with food colors, and I tried it really working. That's why. Which kind? Delivery, some stuff. Actually, depends where are you. Of course, for your question, I really never done it before, so I cannot promise that I will deliver you things. But I can promise you, if you give me the location, depends on your location. Of course, I can give some. If you want a big stuff, then I can do the delivery, my dear. Okay, so the other thing that I want to start with the lesson, this is the art project that we are going to do. It's turtle done with eggshells and watercolor. You can see like these things. This is a very easy project, even 4 years old can do. I tried with like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 class, and I had more than 10 to 15 kids. I did this one, and this they love it because they like mosaic. This is a recycled mosaic project that you can always use materials. And remember, in case if you don't have eggshells, and if your kid is like someday vegan, they doesn't like to touch eggshells and things, so I will recommend you to use some sand. It's a good idea. You can find some sand, and I tried once with the sand to do a butterfly, and it really worked, so you can try it. And remember, you do not need to do the turtle itself. You can do your own animal, like for example, you like a butterfly or flower, or you can do your own letter. You can write your letter nice way, 3D look like a line, and then you can fill it with the eggshell. So those things you can do. You don't need to do the same thing that I do. For the starting, we will start with the background. I want you to you take a normal white color paper like this way. In case if you do not have this kind of paper, you can use 2 A4 sheets together and glue it. Like normal A4 sheets will be like this way. You can keep both together like this over each other and apply little glue and use as big one. So it's really easy. You don't need to like use lot of materials, go shopping like that. So use that way. It's really good. So then again, you will color the background in single color, or you can use 2 colors. For example, my one is 2 colors because this is a old acrylic painting board. If you can see, it's acrylic painting pad that I have, and one of my students, quite possibly someone had done and gone, and it's a long time, but I don't want to throw it. These are the things that I want to tell that these materials you can always use with recycled materials. You don't need to go and buy things or do a lot of shopping. So this thing is a recycle. Now you can see I'm not going to color it because it's already colored, but you can color it 1 color or 2 color. It's up to you. You don't need to pick colors. Like for example, in this one I colored the light blue. If you see, the background is full light blue. See, so full background is light blue, and I did it and kept. So once you do it the background in light blue, keep it in a side to dry. Next step will be doing this turtle. So first background you color with watercolor, acrylic paint, as I said. In case if you don't now have these colors, you can use little bit food coloring, but take my mother's permission before you go to kitchen and use mom's products. Okay, so the next thing you will do is a turtle. So I'm doing a turtle because I already done few times, but you don't need to do the turtle. You can do sometimes like a butterfly, or I said your name letter. That is a good thing. So you can draw a turtle like this way. You cut the turtle around it. So I will use this paper to cut. This is Make sure your turtle's outliner should be done. For your question that you want, you was asking about the staff that you want to do home services or anything, please, I think it's better you send an email or PM to my email address, so it will be much more easy. So cut the full turtle. When it finished, it should be look like this way, but with the liners. See, with these lines are very important, so make sure you do the lines. Once your work is done, you keep the cut turtle in a side, and you can use now eggshells. Remember, I asked you to use white glue. It's very easy, very good, and it's not hard for you to find. And in case if you don't have glue at home, this is something that I tried is, flour, all-purpose flour. It's a very good thing, and it's a technique that home-based glue you can make. You can take 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and add light warm water to the purpose flour and mix it well. So it gets very thick, and when you apply it to a paper and you can stick it with anything, it will not come off. It's like homemade glue. It's really good, and I tried it. It's really working. So if you don't have glue, you can try that one. So then you have to do is eggshells, and as I said, you can use sand also, not only eggshells. You can break pieces, and after applying the glue you can stick it. So it will should be look like this way when your project is done. You see, don't do any eggshells in the face and the legs. So only the body you will be using. I used brown color eggshells because I had only little white color. So I have a lot of brown color ones. So I thought it's much more good idea. So now you will do is, now you're ready with your background done. Your turtle is ready now. You can do is now stick the turtle on the paper. When you're sticking it, remember, you apply glue and stick like this way. So you apply glue on the background. My glue brush. So if I remember, I hope you guys remember that I told you to keep the glue brush always in hot water, so your glue brush will be not damaging. So apply glue on the background, back side of the turtle. So don't put the turtle first and then stick the eggshell on the paper. It will never work. It's look ugly, and you can damage your full art piece because of that. So make sure you do the turtle separately, and then you will, once it get dry, you can apply some glue and stick it. And I said to you, this glue, if you don't have at home, you can make homemade glue. It's with all-purpose flour, and you can add little bit hot water, so it's really working. So this will be like this way. Here, see. So when you stick, it should be like this way. So you have little bit space here, so you can do some, some trees, see trees. Later, I will put the glue brush in the water, cover the glue. Some glues are quick drying, so it's better you cover the glue. So I'm going to use some colors now. For example, for the starting, I will use green color, and I'm going to do you see these trees in the water. You can use the point brush and just do lines. It's very easy. You see, long lines you will be doing. I cannot move around too much because I don't want the turtle to remove it and come down. As I told you, you don't need to use the same colors that I'm using. You can use your own colors the way you like. Go over each other. And you can do some big, some small. It's much more nicer. Use a point brush. Make sure you use a point brush because point brush look nice when the trees grass effect comes with your art project. It's giving a beautiful effect. So that's the reason I like the point brush. So I will recommend you to use a point brush because of that. Always start from the bottom and move to up. So you finish, you should be put like this way, some lines. Okay, once your work is done, if you see now it's done, you leave the brush in the side. Don't touch that area because it's not dry 100%. So leave it in the side to dry, and then you can do is, as I said, you can use watercolors and you can use acrylic paint. It's up to you. You can color over the eggshells now. Any color that you like, color. You don't need to follow up like same colors that I'm doing or anything. So I'm going to use some of watercolor that I have remains. So I don't want to throw my remained watercolor. So I'm going to do is, I'm going to use the edges much more darker, and the middle part I will add a little bit extra water so it will give a lighter color effect. Don't press hard, as I hope you guys remember I always said, because we are coloring with eggshell, you can peel it off and come from the glue if you press hard. So always stick slightly without pressing hard. And I'm using little bit watercolors of my balanced remain ones, and I don't want to throw it. Remember, if you have always watercolor remain in your palettes, you can always leave it to dry. Once it get dry, it will not harm anything and it will not damage. So you can leave it for like days and later onwards use it. This watercolor that I using now, it's from last week, in fact, because I used on last week, but I didn't finish the watercolor, but I didn't reveal it either. I kept in the palette and I add little bit water now, so it's got dry because it is dry. So now I can use on my coloring. Always you guys can use watercolors like that way, so you don't need to damage your art piece. Plus watercolor is very good and cheap, you can easily find it. As I said in the before, in case if you don't have watercolors, just take your mom's permission, use food colors and little bit, okay, not too much. It's really working. Try it, because these are eggshells you can color with anything, that's why. So I'm done with my turtle coloring. You guys can color any color that you like. This turtle color with yellow and orange mix, and I have another turtle done in the background. If you see there, it's done with orange and little bit red. So this one is going to be purple pink combination. So I forgot to put some glue there, that's why. So once my turtle is done color, the eggshell part, but it should be look like this way, because I use brown color eggshells. You can use white color if you have, but I don't want to throw my brown color eggshells. That's the reason I'm using this brown color one. So the body is done. Now the face and the legs. Okay, so remember one thing, when you do this face and the leg, you don't use little bit darker color, don't use lighter color. So I have some yellow here, and I told you guys, do not use eggshell on the legs and hands. You can leave it lighter so you can paint it differently. So I'm almost finishing my turtle. I will repeat again for you the procedure so it's easy for you to go through again. Find some kind of white color paper. A4 sheet is very good. In case if you don't have A4 sheet, you can use some any recycled paper will be working for you. You can use some if you can color the background and use anything. So you don't need to find like acrylic paint or canvas paper, those kind of things you don't need to find. These days you should not go shopping, that's why. So you can use something home product that you can find. So you draw your turtle, you glue with eggshell, only the body, not the face or the legs. So leave the face or legs empty without doing anything. So later onwards you can color. First you finish up the background and then you will go to the turtle to be colored, because it will be dry, so easy for you to color it. So here, see, this is very simple and I'm done with my turtle. So if you guys remember, I will repeat, find some kind of old paper like I use today. It's a recycled canvas paper I use. So once you color the background, you go to the turtle, trace or draw your own turtle and glue the eggshell in the body, then color the eggshells. Once it get dry, don't press hard the brush, then use glue and stick the eggshell turtle onto the background paper that you already done. Then you start to do the nice trees, and you can, in fact, if you like, you can make some bubbles here, like water bubbles to look like. It's much more nicer also. You can try it. It's your art project, so you don't need to do anything that I always do. You can do your own art piece. As I told you before in the beginning, you can always go and do a butterfly. You can do your I remember one student did a dinosaur. So you can do that also. It's very nice. So some like water bubbles, use blue color, it will look nice. So I use green, but you don't use green. You can use blue color, that will be look nice. So this will be your project for today. So I will see you tomorrow again with a new project. I hope you guys enjoyed, and very easy. All the materials you can find at home. If you don't have paint, I told what to do. If you don't have glue, I told what you can do. Okay, have a fun, enjoy, see you tomorrow. Bye.